AI and machine learning have officially entered the world of reverb and delay plugins. But not in the gimmicky AI mastering kind of way. I'm talking about plugins that actually analyze sounds, understand relationships between audio characteristics, and then reshape effects behavior in real time. These aren't normal reverbs or delays because they behave more like living audio systems. Today, we are checking out two of the most experimental audio plugins I've seen in a long time: DelayCat, an intelligent delay, and Iridia, a modern tool that allows you to create your own reverbs. And if you're into sound design, ambient productions, or cinematic textures, you'll not want to miss this one. Let's dive into the future of creative audio tools. So most reverbs and delays work the same way. You feed in sound, then the plugin repeats it or smears it into space. But these plugins do something fundamentally different. They analyze the audio itself using music information retrieval. Basically, they extract characteristics like brightness, pitch, loudness, or movement, and then use that information to control how the plugin behaves in real time. Which simply means the effects react based on the character of the sound, not just time and feedback. And that's a huge shift that makes every delay and reverb application sound unique. Because now, your delay isn't just repeating audio, it's selecting audio fragments based on sonic similarity. And your reverb isn't just loading one impulse response, it's morphing between entire spaces dynamically. At least that's the core idea behind these plugins, and honestly, this feels way closer to where audio tools are heading now that AI is all over the place. But let me show you how they work, and let's start with DelayCat. At first glance, the interface looks like something from a sci-fi movie, but that's because under the hood, the plugin is doing something much stranger. DelayCat uses what Red Timbre Audio calls a feature-based delay line. Normally, a delay remembers sounds in the order they happened, like reading words in a sentence from left to right. But DelayCat listens to the sound itself and says, okay, these sounds are bright, these sounds are noisy, these sounds feel smooth. Then it groups similar sounds together, like sorting toys into piles. So instead of repeating sounds based on when they happened, it repeats sounds based on what they sound like. Which basically means that instead of treating delayed audio as a timeline, it converts the delay buffer into a feature space. That's wild, and it's why you have these visual representations at the top to help you understand what's truly happening in the box. Every audio segment inside the delay buffer gets analyzed and mapped according to its sonic characteristics. Then the plugin selectively pulls from related segments inside that space. So instead of hearing literal repeats, you hear sonically related transformations. Almost like the delay is improvising with your audio in real time. So you can see this process happening, and on the left, you've got the delay line itself representing the delay tabs, while on the right, you've got the feature space visualization where every dot represents analyzed audio segments. And the plugin constantly searches for segments that are similar enough to the current targets, meaning your echoes evolve based on texture and analysis, not just timing. And this is great for creative effects. Just take a listen at this synth loop. If I throw a normal delay, the outcome is just going to be repetition over time, which is not likely to sound very interesting. Now if DelayCat hear that? It's almost like the delay understands the vibe of the sound. But things get even better once you understand the interface. Radius controls how far the plugin can search for related segments, meaning that a smaller radius produces tight, coherent echoes, while a huge radius leads to chaotic morphing textures. Latching lets the system repeat similar sections longer, creating rhythmic memory. And you've also got reverse probability, pitch variance, multi-segment layering, plus a few extra features. And suddenly, this thing becomes part delay, part granular synth, part generative sound design engine. That is not a normal delay, and I love it. Because DelayCat isn't trying to emulate vintage hardware, but rather exploring completely new interactive models, this feels less like here's another analog delay, and more like what happens when audio effects become intelligent systems that can react to sounds. That's a very different direction. And if you're still not sure how to use this delay, just drop us a comment below so we can break it down in another video. Next, Iridia might be even crazier, and it's my go-to reverb for creative applications and sound design because it completely rethinks convolution reverb. Normally, convolution reverbs load one static impulse response, like a church, hall, or a plate. But Iridia turns impulse responses into an explorable environment. So instead of browsing impulse responses from a list, it analyzes uploaded samples and clusters them into a visual map. So now you can shape how your own reverb sounds and explore it in real time. All you need to do is upload a sample and the plugin will analyze its properties to turn it into reverberation. For example, if you upload a resonant sound, the reverb will come out resonant as well because its sonic characteristics will become the core of the reverb identity. Conversely, if you load something like water drops into the plugin, the outcome will be completely different even if it's still being applied to the same sound. And that just opens the doors to endless possibilities. But the feature we're all waiting for? You can literally draw paths through clusters of impulse responses. And as playback moves through the path, the reverb morphs between different acoustic spaces if you upload more than one sample. So one moment you're in a tight metallic room, then suddenly you shift to something completely different, all inside one evolving reverb. That's insane. And because the system uses AI clustering, the transitions actually feel coherent. But Iridia has two major modes. Live mode is where the impulse response evolves continuously in real time, meaning the reverb reacts dynamically during playback, just like I've shown you. The alternative is baked mode, rendering everything into one giant custom impulse response that sounds natural and unique. And this is incredible for a wide range of applications such as cinematic sound design, ambient production or experimental music, resampling, transitions, or game audio. You can literally create reverbs that don't exist anywhere else. Additionally, instead of following a path, the plugin can randomly pull from a selected cluster area if region is selected. It creates endlessly evolving reverberant textures and works extremely well when combined with grain size, reverse, pitch modulation, decay shaping, and stereo width, because that's when it stops feeling like a reverb and starts feeling like an instrument. That could literally become the foundation of an entire soundtrack queue. So what makes this plugin so exciting isn't just the sound. It is the philosophy behind them, because most plugins recreate old workflows. But these plugins are reinventing the entire creative process. And I think that matters because AI in music production shouldn't just automate creativity. It should expand exploration and interaction, making the entire process a lot more fun. And that's exactly what these tools do. They encourage experimentation, discovery, and unexpected outcomes. So if basic stock reverbs aren't cut for you or you need something else in your kit, you'll regret not giving these tools a try. DelayCat and Iridia generally feel like a glimpse into the next generation of creative audio tools, and honestly, I want more plugins thinking this way. So if you want to give these plugins a try, both have a free demo and you can download them using the link in the description. And if you're interested in more plugins like this or want more deep dives into genuinely innovative audio tools, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss anything, because the next wave of music production tools is gonna get really interesting. But that's it for today. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave your like, and I want to know, do you think this is the future of audio plugins? Let me know down in the comments. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.